everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I want to jump on today and really focus and talk on a few things related to your actual body weight progress, what that means. Should you be weighing yourself? How often? Is it really tough to not weigh yourself? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, hi, puppy. Oh, hi, Spot. Oh, look who came to join me. Oh, my dog. My dog's fine. Oh, yep. He's just going to bang into everything down here. Thank you, puppy. And this is a conversation I've had a lot with women recently. Thank you. Okay. No, you don't want to hand me your ball? Drop. He's, okay. Sit. There we go. Oh, yes. He's going to knock stuff over. He's a springer and just so full of energy. Hi, Kelly. KB, hi. So in talking about this subject and really diving into this, a few things about this that I wanted to share on weighing yourself and what that means and how that works or what to focus on. The tough thing about this is that I feel like women are not trained, and it's ingrained in our brains to focus on the scale. And it's in everything and it's everywhere, right? You go to the doctor's office, what do? They have you step on the scale, right? You go to, I was even weighed when I played sports, right? We had to step on the scale for that stuff too. They look, at weight as being the end all be all. If you start a gym and you start a training session, all these other things, they look at your weight. Right? And that's one of the main things that a lot of them will focus on for, thank you. Will focus on for progress and for what's going to be beneficial for you or that type of a thing. It's weight. It's, everything related to weight. And that's a really tough thing to continue to deal with. This is Spot's ball. Good boy. I'll just put it right here. And he's going to get it. Gross. It's also disgusting. So when we talk about weight and the tough thing about weight, you used the scale after being on vacation and you didn't do as well as you hoped, Kelly. Yeah, see, that's like the first thing that we jump to. And the tough thing about the scale is that it's not going to take into account the fluctuation that women have week to week with their bodies. It is totally natural for women to actually gain and lose anywhere from 5 to sometimes 10 pounds throughout the month. Yeah. And that's normal. That's considered normal, right? Is that frustrating? Heck yes. That's frustrating. Does that make you want to poke your eyeball out a little bit? A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit. But it's this thing that, you're so focused on for so long, and everybody is focused on for so long, that it is weight that is determined progress. Now let's talk about even going to the doctor's office and they take your weight. Hi, Tamara. And why that is, they're looking for, health conditions, things like that. And oftentimes they'll compare that to your BMI, which is your body mass index, right? And it takes your height and then your weight, blah, blah, blah. And they're looking for, correlations with that and, trying to say, are you within this normal BMI or not? Well, I'm going to tell you a secret about BMI right now. BMI was not designed and not meant to be used for individuals. It was a quick and dirty calculation for a large population of people to tell if people within a certain region or town were generally healthy or not, or if they were getting enough nutrients. It was created 150 years ago, 200 years ago. And it was used to take measurements and really quick calculations and say, okay, what about this town? Let's do a sample population. In this town, what's the BMI? Are people starving to death, or are they overfed, or what's happening here, and here? Where does the government need to send resources? That's what BMI was made for. Not intended. Literally, the guy who created it was like, this is not intended for use on an individual, because individuals are so different in body size, frame, shape, that doing a BMI is not beneficial and not something to continue to take measurements on. To take measurements on for success, if that makes sense. So this is something that it gets me really fired up. And in the next book that I have coming out, it's for female athletes, Nutrition for Female Athletes. I will be focusing on nutrition for hormones and people who are active, those of you that train a lot. And I'll be really diving into nutrition around training, and especially correlated with your hormones and how that impacts your training and your recovery, because it's very different for women. In this book, that's the Female Fat Solution, that's on Amazon. This is the introduction to, eating for your hormones, nutrition that matches your cycle and what's going on already. So if you haven't picked this up, this will be the good base background to the next book for athletes. So if you work out, if you're training for runs, things like that, read this first, and then you're going to get so much more content out of the second book when I release it. Hopefully soon. I'm working on it. But it's amazing at how little things like that, like BMI and how it was created and what it was created for, and how it's used today is literally the guy who created it was like, do not use it for individuals. What do? They use it for individuals. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So weight in progress. Sorry, I'm getting a little off track because I'm getting a little fired up. So weight in progress. So I talk about this a little bit too in my podcast. I have a podcast, The Female Health Solution, where I dive into different aspects of health. I've got some really exciting guests coming on board in the next couple of weeks. So if you have not subscribed, please do so, because you do not want to miss out on some of these amazing episodes I've got coming up next. And when we talk about these things, and I work with women in a 12-week program, and that is something we're starting the next one in July. So if you want to get on the list for that, let me know, because I only take a certain number of women, because I want to make sure that everybody gets the progress and the help that they need. How can postmenopausal women in their late 50s get muscle tone in better shape? Yes, excellent question. Excellent question. I'll talk about that as I go through this, because that's a really important thing to focus on when you're shifting your body composition and everything else, and shifting, and trying to get different results. So if you're finding this really helpful, I would love and appreciate if you would click that share button. Share this with other people you know. If you're in a fitness group, or if you're in a group where people talk about health or at all, I would love that you would share this, just so other women know, like they don't feel like they're crazy for going to the doctor and getting weighed and then feeling bad about themselves, or getting their BMI measured and they're like, ooh, I was told I was in the overweight category, but oh my gosh, is that right? Or, for my height, by the way, I gained, I gained like 60 pounds with my pregnancies. And I was still within the normal range for my height for BMI. I was like, this is crap. Something's not right here, right? So the biggest measurement that they take all the time is on the scale. And the trouble with the scale is that it does not take into account the different type of tissue that your body holds. And so these are things that, again, in the 12-week program I work with women on, because a lot of times you have to shift your body composition to see results and to maintain them. My goal is not just to get a short-term result and have the scale change a little bit here. Great, whatever. No, I want to make a lasting impact on your health, so that you feel better and that these are results that you can keep. You learn how to work with your body, and you are not stuck and frustrated with it anymore. So weighing yourself with just the scale, does that tell you your progress? No, absolutely not. Muscle weighs more than fat, right? And so if you're building up your muscle tissue and increasing your metabolism, and you get your body in this big burning, zone, awesome. That's awesome. But is the scale gonna say that it's less or lower? No. You can drop pant sizes and your clothes can be all baggy on you, but the scale may say you gained 5 pounds. Ooh. Which is better or worse? You'd want that muscle tissue. That's going to give you energy. That is what's going to fuel your body long term. So it's more about body fat percentage. Now, when we talk about measuring body fat percentage, the best way to do it is with a bod pod. Hi, Glenda. So you're going to want to do a bod pod of some kind. You can use the pinch test or the calipers, and they have all these other like, you know, scales or other things that can measure, you know, your body fat percentage. I don't trust them because they are very thrown off by water weight and by different inflammation in the body and in your system. Yeah, and guess what fluctuates for women a ton throughout the month? The fluid and water, the fluid that you're retaining in your body. Oh, weird. So I don't consider those very accurate. The bod pod is the way to go. But also, if you're going to be measuring your body fat percentage, because things shift and change so much throughout the month for women, it would be doing, like, if you're going to measure your body fat percentage, take your body fat percentage like on day 5 of your cycle, and then you wait 3 months later and then take it on day 5 again. Boom. You're going to get an accurate description of what really changed in your body and, you know, and with your results. I'm going to love learning from you. Yay. Thanks, Emma. So that's one of the things to really look at. So if the scale's not going to tell you anything, if BMI is full of, it's just BS. Oh, it's BS. I'm trying not to swear. I'm trying to work on my potty mouth, honestly. I'm going to be totally honest. I have a little bit of potty mouth. Also, this is kombucha, and I thought it's strawberry basil. It is quite fragrant. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this. I love kombucha. I love drinking it at the end of the day, but this is a little strong for me. So if you guys have favorite flavors, drop them below in the comments, because I'm trying to mix it up. I get stuck in the same routine of like, I love this flavor, and I keep buying it over and over again. So anyway, if you've got favorites to share with me. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So if you're not going to be taking your scale, if you're not going to be watching BMI, what are the best things to watch? Well, the first couple of things here that I like to focus on are just energy and performance overall. How are you feeling, right? Do I make kombucha? No, I don't, Beck. I used to. Oh my God. By the way, this is what's happening at my feet. Spot is ripping up. This is his tennis ball. Tiny pieces now because I didn't throw it for him. So now he's tearing it apart, and I'm going to have to clean this up. Thanks, puppy. There you go. There's your pieces. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So what are some of the things to really focus on here with energy is just feeling good. If you're doing a nutrition program, and I just did a podcast on keto, so I'm not going to get into keto because that will take me on a big tangent. I have a lot of feelings about that. But so listen to the podcast on keto if you have questions how I really feel about it. But this is what happens all the time when women go on keto. The female body was not designed to cut out carbohydrate because it really damages your endocrine system long term. But when they cut it out, they'll see like a really quick change on the scale and think, this is great. This is so fantastic. Yay me. But then after 2 to 3 weeks, you start feeling like crap. Yeah, you start feeling like crap because you've got no energy and it really is working against your body. So that's not something that you can sustain and do long term at all. So energy and how you're feeling is a really important result to get and to maintain anytime you change your nutrition, your workouts, or anything like that. Right, puppy? Right, Spotter? Ooh, she's so happy. Can I have this? Because you tore it all apart? Oh, thank you. Oh, good. Okay. So energy is really big. Performance. So, and this would be anything with increased strength, increased stamina, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm working with a gal who, she had, beat her personal best time by over 2 minutes. Now, did it go down? No. No. And I was like, just don't even get on it. Your clothes are looser, right? Like things are getting baggy on you. You may weigh a little more, but that's okay because you are kicking butt out there in all the races that you're doing now, right? And she's recovering really well. That's a very different thing. That's a very different space to be in for your body. So performance is key. And then again, measurements. That's the next thing to really look at. How is your body shape, size shifting and changing? And that's a big thing to really go off of. So the scale is not going to be accurate. It's not going to tell you where things are distributed or how they're distributed in your body. So that's a tough thing to go off of. BMI is not created for individuals at all. So measurements, energy, and performance are the things to really measure your progress, your success with changing something. Again, always I recommend making a shift or change in your nutrition or health for at least 12 weeks, because that's one hormone cycle. If you've had a lot of stress in your life, and stressful events, birth, death, marriage, divorce, job change, school, graduation, like big life events. Those are some of the top stressors in people's lives. And if you've had one within the past couple of years, your body can still be very stressed from that, meaning it will still have a lasting impact on how your body is responding. So kind of think about, okay, what's been going on in my life? How have I been feeling overall? And then am I getting the right result, right? So in terms of it taking 12 weeks or 3 months for things to shift and change at least once, you might have to go through 2 or 3 rounds of changing something to really have it make an impact. Again, because your body may respond slower because of something like stress. If you have hormone issues, right? Any issues with your cycle, estrogen, progesterone, perimenopause, menopause, right? All these things, endometriosis, PCOS, all these things that I work with women on, thyroid, right? It's a big deal to make these big changes. So really think, give your body the grace that it needs and the time that it needs to go through this process fully, efficiently, and really let it make that impact. If you're only doing something for 21 days, yay, good. Okay, clean up your diet, super duper, but it's not enough and it's not long enough to make a lasting impression. So that's another thing too. When you're measuring, it's all about measuring it the right way and then using the right timing for it. If you're doing it too soon or too late, it's just not going to give you an accurate description of what's actually happening in your body and your system. And I'm a really strong believer of just, again, educating women on letting you know, hey, these are things you should be looking for. This is why you shouldn't use BMI. This is why you should not use the scale as an accurate measurement of where you are week to week as you're changing your nutrition. Like if you want to, you can measure weigh yourself at the beginning of something, work on it for 4 to 6 weeks, take another check, but again, you're not done. So don't really get invested in what that says. It's not until you get all the way to the end at 12 weeks where you're like, oh, here we go. Now this is different. Yes, this has totally changed for me. Holy cow. And that's when you maintain results for women. So I gave you guys a lot of information. Yes. I'll put a link below, like I always do, where you can schedule a call with me. I love answering questions for people. Sometimes it's just as simple as how much protein should I be getting? Or I've been doing this for this long. Should I see a result yet? It can be a lot of different things. Trust me. It's not a question I haven't heard before, if you're wondering. But I love giving women the guidance for what they need to move forward. And if you haven't read my book, check out my book on Amazon. Subscribe to the podcast. If you're ever looking for an old video I've done, they're on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a video as it gets uploaded. And then if you do have questions on the next 12-week program I am running, you can also let me know that. But yeah, so I'll put that link below to schedule a call, but hopefully this is a lot of good information just to kind of shift your mindset on, really, is the scale worth it? Is looking at the scale worth, tracking all the time? No, absolutely not. No. So that's what I got for you guys today. Please let me know if there's any other questions you have, or if there's something specific. If you're like, oh, that triggered a question for me, and I wonder if you could dive more into that. I'd be more than happy to. So just let me know, and I can do a whole video on it sometimes. All right, everybody have a great night, and I will see you later.